My name is Raj Balu, and what I will do is share with you my understanding of this amazing product, amazing concept, amazing plan, which I've been studying non-stop for the last 3 to 4 months. And it's something that you just want to explore deeper and deeper and deeper. So one of the ways of doing that is to share with you online my observations, my understanding, and what I've learned so far. So here we go, along with the plan. Okay, so the Lavylites plan focuses on 4 concepts, 4 ideas brought together, which here you can see they've been marked as the 4 Ps. Now, naturally, for any business, anything to be a success, you need a product, and that we certainly have. That's something I can say now from having use of it personally and sharing with some close people around me, noting the observations, and that we certainly do have. We'll go into the product in a bit more detail throughout the plan. Profit, well, as you begin to understand and realize the potential you have with this idea, with this concept, it's not too long before you actually realize how profitable it can be. Bear in mind that's a lot to do with your individual capability, depending on your time you devote and the effort you put in. So that certainly is there. The process is something which, again, the more I've looked at it, the more I've understood. I'm totally amazed by it. The product aside, the actual process that we use here with Lavylites is something really worth understanding. The idea of sharing this amazing creation into introducing people who become members, right the way through turning this into a successful business. That process is not taken lightly. There's a lot involved. And it's achieved in a number of ways. And one of the ways is utilizing a system known as the hybrid binary system. Now, Lavylites use the most successful, most efficient, most motivating, and fair marketing concept in the networking history, hybrid binary. It's something which, again, is quite complex. I remember when it was explained to me the very first time, it was something which was very deep. You start by just getting a general idea. But if you do explore and as you sort of deal with it bite size by bite size, you are able to grasp certain parts, and piece by piece, it becomes clear. And then you actually understand why it's so important to have a system like this to make this whole idea work. Okay, moving on to people. Well, everybody knows if there's no people, there's no Lavylites. There's no people, there's no members. No people, no business. So again, people are a vital component to making this a success. And as you know, people are all different. We all have our own ideas. We all have our own goals, our own understanding. But there's one thing I believe we have in common, and that's the need for this amazing product. So this product will bring different types of people from all different backgrounds, from all different communities together, and that alone is something quite amazing. Okay, moving on. So here we have Tibor Jakovic, who you could spend a whole day talking about this guy and the genius that he is. He is a pharmaceutical scientist, Hungarian born, and somebody who I'm very looking forward to meeting very, very soon. Easy, laid-back guy, family person, and truly in love with nature. He is the owner and creator of Lavylites. He has one belief. He's created something so amazing, and his only goal is to share this around the world, because he believes that everybody can benefit in some way, shape, or form. That is it. That is all he wants to achieve. Obviously, this is easier said than done, but from what I've seen and learned so far, I believe this is achievable. And that's based on my understanding of the ideas and the way this system works. And also, if we look at the history already with Lavylites, it's not something that just arrived today. It's now been successfully received within Europe over the last 5 years, and it is a major success. So based on that alone, we have a strong foundation that we can build on together. Okay. Now, Tibor, he has produced something which, some people, when they first hear this, think about, well, there's a lot of products out here in this world today which claim a lot and, to do with nature and natural ingredients. And yes, there is. There's many we would have come across throughout our life. But there is a unique thing with this product. Apart from being 100% natural, is the technology and the science involved to create it. Okay, so I'll go on to explain a bit about that now, and that is to do with nanotechnology. Now, this is what sets us apart from everybody else, and this is what makes this product unique. Nanotechnology is something that, we are surrounded by and we sort of take for granted, but if you stop and think, I think for most of us, the term nano is probably most common within our phones, where we're probably familiar with a nano SIM. Same concept, if you think about the earlier versions of the phones we used, and you think about the SIM we used to insert compared to the SIM we use today in these phones, that gives you an idea of what kind of technology is involved here. So nano is something which, if you look at it from a sizing point of view, the only way we can compare is obviously something that's pretty much invisible to the eye. But a nanoparticle entering the skin is compared here to a tennis ball entering into the earth. Now, obviously, the earth is huge, and we all know what a tennis ball is like. So that gives you an idea of what kind of size we're talking about for these particles. Okay. Every day, as I've just mentioned, in our technology and in the wildlife, nano is something that's been around for many, many years, many centuries. And it's something which has improved and become more and more around in our daily life and daily being. So it's something which Tibor has utilized for creating this product. And the way he's done it is he has spent something in the region of 20 years in research and development, in trying to understand wildlife components, ingredients, to make such a product. And what he's successfully done is he's managed to record specific information patterns of organic molecules meaning medicinal plants. And from this, what he's managed to do is, by recording the information, he has made it available to the human body cells in the form of various sprays, creams, and nutritional supplements. Okay, so what you've got in here, in effect, is a lot of active ingredients, which are all combined together to support one another, which I think the number being used is in the region of about 3,000 different pieces of information combined together, which are all provided for the cells. So that's a lot. And I think, again, in my personal experience with what I've seen with the product, as you follow the process through from actually being a user and sharing this new product, you begin to understand the technology and the science behind it. You don't have to be a scientist. That's Tibor's job. He's done what he's wanted to do. He's achieved what he wanted to achieve. But for us to be able to make this product more effective for us and to understand on how to use it in the most efficient way, it's worth considering some of these ideas that have been put forward and trying to understand them. Okay. Frequencies. Well, again, this is something that Tibor has studied. Everything has a frequency, and this is exactly what is gone and done with the plants and herbs and things like this, which is actually studied. And he has recorded frequencies. That's exactly the data which he has captured, and in order to produce this product. Energy fields. Okay, well, again, everything has an energy field, all living organisms. And this graph here actually, these images here actually show you how much energy there are in items naturally, in things which are natural. So you've got things like the raw broccoli, raw tomato, raw meat, and if you look from them images, you can see a high output of energy associated with these. But as soon as they are either cooked or are changed from their natural state, you are able to see the reduction in the energy that they give. So again, this is something which is worth noting, because that just shows you how much energy there is in the natural form. And that is the great thing about these products being 100% natural. You're able to maintain a high level of energy made available for the cells. Okay. This is the Bovis scale. Again, this was something totally new to me. I wasn't even aware of what this was, but I've spent a bit of time looking at it. And, you know, this is something which I understand was created around the 1930s by Anton Bovis, Frenchman. And I think he was a French physician. And in a nutshell, what it basically does, it measures the life force energy level of any substance. So that could be food, medicine, living beings, objects, or even geographic places. And if you look closely there, you'll see a lot of different items listed in even the human body, a person in fair health, person in average health, all the way through to sort of landmarks around the world. And the units, if you look from the top, which if it was a clock, for example, if you thought of that as 12 o'clock and you followed it down to 3 o'clock, that is 9,000 units. Now, it's said that anything below 6,500 units is classed as a negative source. So that actually becomes the negative realm. Anything above 6,500 units starts to turn into a positive realm. So as you follow it around, from a positive realm up to the left-hand side, it becomes spiritual, and right up at the top, it becomes cosmic. Now, also there you will see where Lavylites are actually placed, and that is considerably high, 59,000 units on the Bovis scale. So again, that is some amazing source of energy within these products. Okay, moving along here now. Right, so as I mentioned, the technology and science involved in these products, which sets them apart from general sort of health products we have available these days, is this creation here, which is the nano effector. Now, this is patented by Tibor, and in essence, it's a carrier. It is the vehicle, if you like, which carries the information around the body to the point of source. So wherever it's instructed to arrive by the brain, this is the vehicle that carries it. And again, looking at the size now, only 2 nanometers. Now, nanometer is a billionth of a meter. So this is 2 nanometers, which is obviously twice as small. But there is a major advantage, a number of major advantages being at this scale. Easily penetrates the skin. After all, this is the way we apply these products. Majority is all applied to the skin, be it in the shape of a spray or cream. And by applying to the skin, which is the largest organ of the body, it enters and penetrates quickly. In fact, I think it's an unbelievable speed, which here it's stating is 30 seconds. Now, again, if I tell you from experience, I've spoke to a number of people who've been using these products. And these are people who are totally new to these products, bear in mind. You know, they've never come across anything like this before. And generally, age-wise, we're talking to people sort of from the 40s upwards. So, you know, they've had medication in the time. They've had issues with health in time. They may have had visits to hospitals for whatever reason. So, you know, they're the ideal people to give you a true version of what the capabilities here are. In fact, I just spoke to somebody yesterday, and they've had issues with their hand. They damaged their hand over a year ago. They smacked it on a table. And it's never been right. There's a finger, the index finger, which has always sort of niggled with pain, if you like, for such a long period of time. And this person who I actually gave the product to just over a week ago, and I spoke to him yesterday, and I asked how he was getting on, and his words were to me, which I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised now. I've gone beyond that stage now because I've seen enough to convince me the capabilities of this product. He applied the spray to this finger, which had been causing him a bit of complaint continuously. And his words were that instantaneously he felt an improvement. Now, that I found, matching to somebody else who I spoke to recently, which tells you now that this speed process involved here, 30 seconds of reaching things like the depth of the bone marrow, well, that's got to be true, because instantaneous is exactly that. You think about applying any product on your body these days, and to get an immediate, pretty much immediate reaction is very rare. So that's a very strong observation here. Now, bear in mind, obviously, the illnesses, the complaints, the symptoms that people have all vary, and everybody's individual. We have different pain thresholds. What somebody might class as pain, somebody might not think of pain as at all. So, we have to take these things into account. But that was something which certainly justified the speed process to do with these nano-effectors. And what they in effect do is, as they enter the body, they trigger hormones in the brain which are responsible for self-healing and self-repairing. And in turn, what that leads to is they instruct these nano-effectors to arrive at a location where they're needed. They follow that instruction and they reach that point very quickly and start to do their job, which is either repair or heal. Heal as in repair, and the correct terms that we're using here is rejuvenation or cell regeneration. And again, we'll be coming across to that in more detail in a minute. So, if we move on to the next slide. This here again pretty much reflects on what I've just told you, how the brain plays a part, because at the end of the day, the brain is the master control. The brain is what instructs, controls the whole human body. Everything that we have within our body is linked to the brain. So that's why it's a perfect place to start with when it comes to this nano-effectors, and that's where they receive their information from. Again, the certain areas of the brain which are triggered, the hormones are triggered, and the process starts. Bear in mind, the body itself is an amazing creation. Through our age, again, through our injuries we've received, knocks, cuts, bruises, we know how much of an amazing capability the body has of self-repair. But the thing here to understand, and this is something you will appreciate when you use the product in real life circumstances around you, or you speak to people who've had these real life circumstances, you will appreciate the difference of being with this product and without. Okay. Now, cell regeneration. Well, this is in essence what this product is achieving. So this is going back to school days now. If you remember in your biology classes where you learn about cell division, which is it's a basic function within the body insofar as development and the need for it, but it's cells that are multiplying, and they're important for growth, health, and looking after the body in essence. So what happens here over time through the aging process, that function of cell division begins to deteriorate. So the chromosomes here, you can see from this diagram, the ends are starting to deteriorate over time. So the function of cell division is slowing down, and in some cases actually stopping. So that is going to lead to one thing, which is accelerated aging. This is something which is common for absolutely everybody. But this is where Lavylites makes a difference, because what it is actually doing is going to reverse that process and stop these chromosomes tips from actually deteriorating keeping them intact, and trying to encourage as much cell division for as long as possible, which is basically the whole product range put together. That's what we're achieving. Okay. Right, the products. Now, again, if I go back to my conversation I had yesterday with somebody, they used Lavel Oricon and body lotion. I left that with them. It's a family I know very well, of different ages, an extended family. So, you know, they had elderly parents there as well. And I had a call yesterday, and my relative, he actually spoke to me, and he mentioned the fact that he looked on the website, he looked into Lavylites, and he realized that there were actually quite a big range of products available to him. And in a way, he was trying to say to me that, you know, you've only given me 2 items, and, you know, I've seen the 20 odd items in the range. And I said to him, I said, look, go back to the day I met you with these products. If I'd have put a suitcase on the table and opened it, and in this suitcase, I had 30 different products to do with Lavylites and the range you have in front of you here now, I think the conversation would have lasted for 5 minutes, where you'd have put your hands up in the air and you'd have thought, whoa, this is too much for me. I don't know whether I'm coming or going or what. So he understood that. And I said to him that, you know, the range is big. It's something which has a purpose for everything. And this is why this range has been created into 5 different sections, all which specialize in certain areas. And the idea is that you get introduced to the product, you get comfortable and familiar with the product, and as you become a user who benefits, you are able to then extend your usage and introduce yourself to more products in the range, and actually turn this into a lifestyle, a new regime of well-being. So he understood that, and obviously, as we discover a lot of these products, there's not much information available directly. Information on these products is what you hear from people. There are communities set up all online where you can log into and you can listen to people discuss these products in detail from their own personal experience. There is no greater testament than that. Reading documents, opening files, you can carry on forever. But hearing from somebody's mouth is the ultimate test. And that's something that, again, is for me is a very big plus point with these products. You can actually hear it from the horse's mouth, as they say. So, you know, and that's something we encourage, because the more people you listen to, it's not long before you realize that everybody's singing the same tune. Now, bear in mind, you know, this is not a guarantee for anybody. This is not something that will work for everybody. There are people out there who will use this product and they may not get anything out of it. That's not a problem. Everybody's individual. Everybody's circumstances are different. There's a certain way that these products need to be used. You have to follow that procedure. If you are not following that procedure, it's a wasted exercise. So this is education. This is communication. This is training each other, sharing our thoughts, sharing our ideas, sharing our experiences to make a step up the ladder each time in our understanding and the gaining of our knowledge to get ultimate use and benefit from these lines. Now, 5 areas that we've got here, 5 sections. You've got Lavel, Solvil, Exol, Havel, and Pentel. The Lavel range is something which is more universally applied. It's a product you'll find everybody talking about, and is generally associated with cleansing or caring. You know, yes, you've got cell rejuvenation. There's antifungal, antibacterial qualities within these products, the repairing and pain relief. And, you know, this is something that gets introduced straight away to anybody. That's the amazing thing about this. I personally class myself as fit and healthy. I do look after myself. I don't have bad habits. Well, not too many anyway. But one thing I can assure you of, there is this idea that some people seem to think, you know, these products are for the sick. These people are for those who have problems with health. These products are for people who have issues with the health. Well, I can honestly say to you that is not the case. These products are for people, full stop. Okay. And if you spend time to understand and learn what the capabilities are, you will be able to decide exactly what's right for you. Okay. So again, if I come back to myself, who I class as somebody who touch wood doesn't need medical attention of any kind, I've been using these products and I've experienced changes, improvements, which actually were very surprising for me because I have this belief: if I want to talk about something, I want to be able to give factual information. That's something I've applied to myself from a very young age. So I don't intend to change that. So I sat here one day with a box of products in front of me, with my family and my wife, who's also using the products. And I made a decision. The only way I can go further with this is I have to experience these products myself. And I have done. Lavo Oricum, I think, is absolutely amazing. The body lotion, we use that now daily. Lavo 32, again, you know, I've seen the benefits of using that as well. The body cleaners, the shampoos, um, that's something again that's in use. I mean, the hair, body hair, that's something I use, which when I actually apply it while showering, I don't feel like taking it off. You know, it gives me such a nice sensation in my head. And I am reluctant to wash the shampoo out. So, it does have those benefits. And the biggest thing for me is I've noticed is energy. I am very energetic anyway by nature. And one thing that I've found is that by using these products, my energy levels have gone to another level. Now, I can recall the last 10 days where I've managed to sustain a lot of work throughout the day, and my sleeping hours have reduced. The average sleep hours for me was 7 to 8 hours a day. That's my requirement, daily requirement. And my sleeping pattern generally has been, not deep sleep. It's been something which, I know when I'm tossing and turning at night, I'm semi-asleep, if you like, and then, I get a bit of quality sleep, and then before you know it, it's time to wake up. And if I haven't had those 7 to 8 hours, I do feel as though, that tiredness is there in the morning and you have to sort of jumpstart yourself to take on the day. Well, this is the biggest noticeable thing for me, which I experienced from using this product pretty much straight away, is my daily hour now, sleeping time has gone down to 6 hours. I can sleep for 6 hours and be more productive in the day. More productive, well, I've got more time that I'm awake. And additionally to that, there's a lot more energy right down to the end of the day, not by lunchtime. Most people generally, they say, are productive in the morning. By lunchtime, there's a slump and it's all downhill from there. It's sort of wind down. Well, the level I have in the morning sustains throughout the day, and I can be productive right through down to the hours in the evening. I find that absolutely amazing. Generally, what people do when they get home, they crash on the sofa, and the next few hours are spent in front of the TV, dinner, family, and your evening's done. Well, that is something which I can explain to you as being the biggest experience which I've had with these products. So that's something I'm continually using, and I'm excited to actually try some more items and see where I can go with them, as well as obviously other people around me sharing them. So again, like I said, Level range is the most commonly used. Then you've got the Solville range, which is basically detoxification. And detoxification in the terms of proper detoxification. This is not something, you book into a salon for and you have a bit of a pampering and you come out of there thinking that you're detoxed. This is detoxed in the correct manner. So again, there is a procedure for this. They recommend this perhaps once a year at least for everybody. Exol range is the beauty range or cosmetics range, if you like, quite common with the ladies. I recognize there the Exol SC, which is an oil type serum, which my wife is actually using, my daughters are using also. Very good for the skin, just a couple of drops rubbed into the skin. makes some very, very big changes. So the range there is further to be explored. The Exol is, in a way, if you like, regeneration. Havel range is energy activation. It's something which, again, Havel 3.1, 3.I rather, 3.I, which the 3 pretty much stands for mind, body, and soul, and the I is the third eye. That product is unbelievable. That's a product, again, which everybody should be utilizing in the daily lifestyle. It's an oral product. You apply it under the tongue. It's a little spray which you can easily carry around with major benefits. And again, it's worth logging in online and listening to some people's experiences with these products, which you'll find very, very interesting. The Pental range is more to do with the heart, circulatory, and the brain. Again, if the requirements are there, they're really worth looking into. Maybe aim more at the sort of 50 age plus bracket. Okay. So Oricom, which I've already mentioned to you, some people class it as the base product. I don't think there's anything you can't use it for. I've heard it described as an ambulance in your pocket. It's something which everybody should have with them. When I first heard that, I thought, okay, this is a way of somebody trying to get people to buy these products and keep them with you. Well, again, spend the time, look into this, understand what the capabilities are, what people's experiences have been with these products. And I think you're going to feel like you got this on you all the time, apart from the daily boost with energy and, the feel-good buzz around you for the day. There's a lot of other uses for, life's uncertainties as you go around your daily life. Okay, Oricom Sensitive is essentially the same product again, but without that alcohol. So, some people do naturally have sensitive skin. So this again is an answer for them, which can be utilized in the same way. Again, there's a procedure for applying this product, which you can very easily find online, what people have shared to make it more effective. And again, they need to be used a certain number of times according to your requirement, depending on the actual seriousness of your complaint. Could be from simple as once to twice a day, 2, 3, or 4 times a day. And for wounds which are pretty much fresh, if you like, I've read a lot of material and seen a lot of material which indicate constant use between 5 to 10 minutes, have a major impact on repair and improvement. And there's evidence of that out there. Again, coming back to the daily usage, you can see there from a number of the images from burns, different levels of burns, acne, nappy rash. These are all common things in the typical household that you'll come across, which clearly there's no boundary for this product. It's as simple as that. I found this quite bizarre when I first come across it, but then I thought about it. I thought, well, why not? It's a natural product. The qualities that we're talking about, they can be shared for any living organism. So, you can even include plants. And that's the great thing about this product. That's what makes it universal. A lot of products you pick up these days, there are boundaries, there are conditions. I've not come across any. This is something which can be utilized in many ways, as you can see. Okay, here's the man himself, Tibor. This is a classic example here where we don't know what's around the corner. Anything can happen. And in this case, Tibor managed to get a deep gash in his top of his head there, as you can see. Now, no ambulance, no emergency services. But naturally, what he did have with him was Oricom. And he sprayed continuously here. And if you look at this, the results are quite remarkable. From the moment of spraying, obviously, blood is coming out. You can see from the images there. And then these images, you can see from the first hour to the third hour, the difference of the wound, the difference in the wound. Bleeding has stopped in the first picture there. which, if you think about it, the last time any of us ever received a gash, bleeding is the most common thing, which sometimes the smallest of cuts bleed for a very long time, and that's how the body works. But here, within the first hour, you can see the bleeding is clearly stopped. In the second image, scab formation has already started. And again, that's something you wouldn't typically see, I suppose, in the second or third day or even later, depending on where the wound is on the body. So that is pretty remarkable. And then here, the final image here after 6 hours, that's the kind of result you'd expect to see after a number of days on a wound. So this is a clear example of the capabilities of Lavylites. Okay, we've got a collection here of a number of images now which show people at different age groups and for the different treatments they've utilized these products. And the results in every case are always positive. Now, you could argue that we're not looking to heal people. That's something that's never been claimed. We're not looking to do something which is amazing. But when I say that, these words have actually been used by people who have utilized these products, and in their own words, them are the kind of words they use to describe their experience. So, again, everybody is individual and every body is individual. So how you react, how your body responds to these treatments is something that can only be experienced. So here, for example, you have a varicose vein wound, which looks quite bad, really. But 14 days of spraying. Now that would be regular spraying, committed, not just sort of taken lightly, one day missing here and there. This is regular, continuous spraying over the 14-day period. And that is a significant change, significant improvement, which is clearly noticeable. So again, alongside each other, that gives you a better idea of the kind of improvement you can see. Okay, here. 10 years of medical treatment this individual received. It doesn't seem to have done much. And I suppose, there's a lot of people in this world who live and accept the situation they're in, the condition they're in. They just give up and say, well, doctors can't do nothing. I've been here, I've been there, I've tried this, I've tried that. I'll live with it. And they have no choice. But here you have an example where somebody has been introduced to this product, and just 3 weeks of spraying, you can see the improvements that have come about. Again, that is remarkable. Alongside each other here, gives you a clearer image to compare. Varicose vein is very common with people, especially from the 50s upwards. And, it's something that a lot of people are conscious about. But here, you'll see the benefits from utilizing this product again. 8 weeks of usage. And here you combine two products. Now, we talk about the base product being Oricon and Oricon sensitive. But what you find, and this is an answer for why we do have such a big product range, it's not a case of one size fits all. People have unique circumstances, unique requirements, and therefore it makes sense to combine these products to get the most effect out of them. And here, Lava Body has been utilized. So with the spray, it's going to do exactly what we described earlier. From application, it enters the skin, and within up to 30 to 60 seconds, it will reach the point of where the brain has instructed it. The body's own intelligence system gives the instruction as to where the product is needed, and there it will arrive. So it goes to work from the inside. Lava Body is applied as a lotion over the top as well, directly to the areas where you have concerns or issues. So knees, elbows, wherever your pain or injury could be. And that's like a secondary measure, if you like, where once applied, it penetrates the skin and leaves a coating on the skin also, which gives you a sort of working from the inside and working from the outside. And that is more effective than just using one product alone. Again, alongside each other, you can see the improvements that have been made. Age groups, well, again, there's no barrier in regards to age, no restriction. It can be used from babies right up to the senior citizens. So, which is, again, something that is excellent. You know, it's not something you have to be concerned about. And in this case here, you've got a 2-year-old child with a burnt tummy. And obviously a baby's skin is very, very sensitive, very fresh. So is more prone to injury and even scarring, if you like. But use of Lavil for the 4 days consecutively. And here it does state here it was applied every 15 to 20 minutes. So again, depending on the extent of the injury, that could dictate exactly how frequently we want to use this product. And if you can see there from the next slide, the improvements that have been made just in the space of 4 days, as well as the visual thing you can see. You have to understand also from a pain relief point of view, obviously pain relief cannot be expressed via photographs. This is something you will hear from people's mouths. And again, if I go back to my conversation I had yesterday, the gentleman who I spoke to, who had this pain in his finger for a very long period of time, he had an instantaneous effect where pretty much immediately he felt an improvement. And someone who has had pain continuously, again, they probably accepted it. Your body becomes used to it and you accept it as this is the norm. But suddenly you reduce that pain, that becomes very noticeable to the body. And that was clearly what happened yesterday. Okay, again, spraying here. You can see over the space of 3 weeks, this is focused spraying. This is concentrating on one area. Again, this would be regularly applied daily. And from the first and 5 weeks apart, you can see it's disappeared pretty much. Major, major improvement. And for somebody of such an age as well, age is no bar. So, as I mentioned to you earlier on from cell division, it deteriorates over the years. And as we get older, it slows down and pretty much just starts to disappear. But that is exactly what this product is doing: rejuvenation, regeneration. And that cell division starts to, over a long period of time, in the long term, starts to regenerate. And that's where you get these changes. Diabetic foot, very easily prone to injury. And here you can see the injury incurred. And just after 5 days of use, again, auricum spraying, you can see the significant improvement there. Alongside each other. Melanoma. It's a form of cancer. Clearly visible there on the face. Again, somebody who's quite aged. And 6 weeks of Lavil sensitive spraying. You can see the major improvement there. Not the prettiest of wounds to look at, but the thing to note here, there's no surgery treatment. So that's quite a cut, fresh wound. That is, the skin's been cut, and you can visibly see that that is prone to infection and maybe causing further problems. Spraying of the Lavil auricum spray over a 6-week period, that looks like something you'd expect to see after hospital treatment, but this is just from spraying that product. It's a common problem for people, knocks and bangs here and there, very common amongst the older generation, easily bruised, and that's quite a hell of a bruise actually, if you look at it. And after the 12-day period, it's gone. That would not go or disappear within that short space of time. We've all had bruises. They take their time. They go when they want to go. They reduce in size. There's not much you can ever do to a bruise, really. If you think about it, you just let it be and let nature take its course. But as it goes along, it reduces in size. Eventually, it will disappear. But for 12 days of a bruise of that size, that is nothing but remarkable. This is a very interesting photograph. A different angle here where this particular lady is somebody who has been demonstrating the product on a regular basis. So could well be a member who's out there making people aware of this product. and the benefits that could be had. And what she's been doing here is she's been handling the bottle of Oricum, and whether you're left-handed or right-handed, naturally she'll be grabbing the bottle, in this case with her right hand all the time, and she'll be demonstrating the product, talking about it. And what she's been doing is she's been spraying the left hand from the right hand bottle, spraying onto the left hand, and she's probably done that. She's probably lost count of the number of times she's done that. And then I think one day she stopped and she realized that, hold on a minute, my two hands look different. And what she's actually got, and if you look at the picture there clearly, that looks like two hands of two different people. The left hand is actually a lot cleaner on the skin. Now, she didn't intend to do that. That was not her aim. She was there demonstrating the product. And that there is a classic example of the benefits to the skin, which are clearly visible there. Again, a senior citizen, that's a ripe old age of 103. And that age group, I'm sure we've got members of family or people we may know who are very old. They are very delicate, they are very fragile. And here, that's a nasty, nasty injury there, which from this statement here, she's been having treatment for 12 months and it's been getting pretty much nowhere. 30 doses of Level Oricum, 30 doses, and that's in a process of a day. So that gives you the idea of the frequency of that product being applied. Hence where someone like me who uses the product maybe twice a day, in this particular circumstance, they have a certain need, and to get the full benefit, it's been applied 30 times throughout the day. Major, major improvement if you look at the pictures alongside each other. Okay, Level Hair, that's a product which I've personally been using now, and I'm waiting to learn more about it. And one thing I will say is I do actually enjoy the experience. I'm not a sort of cosmetic type bloke who buys products and likes to spend extra time in the shower. Certainly not. But one thing I do assure you is I do look forward to the shampoo conditioner going on my head. It really is a nice sensation. You can feel there is product on your head, and my hair, it feels a lot healthier. And any other changes I see, I will be updating you very, very soon. But certainly making use of that product. Level Body, again, a great product. There are a number of body washes available, which we're all aware of. But these products, again, depending on your actual need, if you use these alongside the base products, you think about it now. The science in every one of these products is the same. Everything has nanoeffectors and that nanotechnology. Whether it's a solution, whether it's a spray, whether it's a cream, they all have the same technology. And you apply these to your body in different ways, be it a shampoo, be it a body lotion, be it a spray. You are targeting areas within your body from different angles. And that only equals one thing. You are more likely to see a result quicker and more effective. Same again, Level Clean. I do utilize this myself as well. I used to, with the regular body wash, apply it twice through my showering. With this product, I only apply it once, and that's it. That when you clean, you can feel it. You certainly will do with these products. Level 32, very popular again. This is more focused around the oral mouth hygiene. Number of benefits. Obviously, with the name, the 32 represents the number of teeth in your mouth. I brush my teeth now. We've got a whole family going on this now. We brush your teeth with this product, spray it onto the brush, and away you go. Number of benefits I've seen is your mouth certainly feels a lot more refreshed, a lot more healthier. Overindulgence is something we're all prone to, with very rich food, late eating, very strong flavored foods. This is magic. It cleans your tongue. It protects and cleans your gums. Mouth ulcers, things like that. It's very effective for that. Bleeding gums, that's quite common with a lot of people, that is. It helps to stop that. It cleans your teeth. It helps to whiten your teeth. you end up with basically a lot healthier mouth than when you started. I think the cleaning of the tongue is something I found which is quite important, because a healthy tongue is something quite important with regards to oral hygiene. Obviously, throat issues as well. It does help a lot with that as well. And there are cases where people actually apply this to their body as well, to focus on certain areas of pain. I think my wife, we're keen gym users. And one thing I found is with the level 32, you pick up little niggles of pain, injury when you train and work out. My wife came home, she had a pain in her hand. She actually applied level 32 straight directly onto the hand at the point of the pain, and instantaneously she could feel relief. And then over a short period of time, she was not even aware of any pain. One thing I forgot to actually mention with regards to the level products, especially with regards to Oricom. With my usage, I did mention to you that I am a gym user. I have actually experienced a major benefit. Now, those of you who do train or work out, everybody knows that lifting weight is something, which is quite common within the gym as well. I do that regularly. And one thing I'm mentally always prepared for is the next 48 hours lead to a process where, you've got soreness in your muscles, soreness in your body from post-training. This Saturday just gone, I did a very heavy session on the Saturday morning. That's 1 week ago. And I applied level as I did as a normal routine. After my gym session, I showered and applied level Oricom again. And I didn't realize till the following Monday morning, I spoke to my wife, and I run quite a busy schedule, and I stopped and I said to her that I realized that for the last 48 hours, I didn't feel any post-training pain. And I couldn't believe that, because I've not just started training now. I've been training for a long time, and that's something that's part and parcel of training. And secondly to that, my body shape from a muscular point of view is starting to change. The body muscles are becoming more defined. This is noticeable more by my family, not me. I'm not one of those who stands in front of the mirror. Don't get me wrong, to admire my physique, but it's certainly been noticed by the people around me. And I've not made no change to my pattern in training or my diet. I've started using these products. So again, I'm very, very excited to be able to give you more information because I'm about to embark on a program next month now, where I'm going to focus on training and utilizing this product more focused. And I'll be really happy to share those results with you very, very soon. Okay, level lymph. Again, it says more on the bottle what it's referring to there. A lot of problem with people sometimes with the lymph nodes, and this can focus on those areas and help people overcome these issues. Depending again on what kind of extent you have this concern. Excessive sweating is a common problem with this, and this certainly helps with that, which can be a very embarrassing issue for a lot of people. Another product here, butter, body butter, we call it, Arlen, and it has many, many uses. And this is something you have to be aware of with a lot of the products. If you look online, you'll find details listed of what people have experienced, and that list seems to grow. Next time you visit again, there'll be something else added on there, and that's to do with people's experiences. So this product again is many uses, and it's more of a suppository. That's what it's more geared up to be. And it can help a lot of people with those problems that are listed there, with prostate, which I know my father had that just over a year ago. And, some of these illnesses, you only learn about them properly when you encounter them, either personally or somebody very close to you. But one thing with this product range, you'll be amazed how much your knowledge grows with regards to people's issues, complaints, problems, and health. And how by understanding these concerns, not only do you increase your knowledge, but you start to understand the amazing qualities of these products. So, again, it's pretty much straightforward. A lot of people have also said to me, they get one of these pieces of butter, they're about 2 centimeters in size, cut it into 3 pieces, and they eat it 3 times a day. Again, absolutely no problem. Some people have even used it and applied it to the skin, directly onto the skin. For nasal concerns, a lot of people, again, nasal congestion, some sort of allergies, sinuses, excellent product to cater for that area. Solvil range, again, I did say to you, this is detox with capital letters. And, with the industrialization world that we live in these days, we're exposed to so much, some more than others. But, you don't have to go far to get this kind of exposure. And so especially if you work in these environments, your body is actually going through hell, even though we feel perfectly fit and fine internally. Some people, you could argue, are in a mess. And there is a solution for that. And this is something, again, which can be looked into, which is perfect for that area. These are a number of products within that range. Solvil. Again, the clean products in the Solvil range, which are more concentrated to focus on exactly that purpose of detoxification. This is one I mentioned earlier, which in my family is being used. Anti-aging, if you like. It regenerates the skin and will prevent the aging process from being accelerated. Okay, again, Exol, which is the cosmetics range, which has many, many uses. Again, I'm not 100% with this product because I don't utilize it that much, but this is, again, something my wife will be able to shed some light on as she's making major use of this. The nutritional range, this is a drink which can be drank from, it's like mixed with water with a number of drops. Again, the purpose is the same, but if you look here, it focuses more around the intestines area. And again, that's a common problem area for many, many people. 3-Point-I did touch on earlier that this product is pretty much amazing. I class it as a base product myself. I use it. It's something you have to experience. It's applied under the tongue, and the first time you do experience it, you might feel the sort of bitterness in the taste. But it's like anything, you taste some different food. You go to a different country, when you taste food, the first time, it hits your senses, and you think, okay, and then the second time you're used to it. That's exactly how this product works. But under the tongue, it lingers in the mouth and works its way down, and it heads for the brain. But this product is something I really recommend. This product, to my understanding, is hard to come by. The simple reason it's very much in demand. It's more for the performance side on the male side. Something I can proudly say I don't need, but maybe one day, I don't know, if things go south, I might have to put an order in. Pental Heart, well, it's a dietary nutritional supplement. There is something on the internet you can look at which will give you more information. And Tibor has actually created this product to help people with heart problems, which is quite a common complaint these days. It's a supplement which can provide effective prevention of heart conditions. So something, again, encouraged from the age of 50 upwards. So maybe in the next sort of 10 years or so, maybe something I might start using. And that's actually a graph there which Tibor himself actually demonstrated and explained his theory with regards to this product. We're not dwelling too much on it, but the top chart there, the top graph indicates without the product, the reading of the heart, and by utilizing this product, the lower graph there indicates how the heart is in a more calmer, relaxed state. And you can see that, it's more continuous with regards to performance at a much lower level from the scale that you can see on the left. So, right. Product-wise, that's quite a lot of detail, really. There's so much more you can discuss with product, but this is something you can look into more yourselves. And again, it's like many things, the best way to experience something is to experience it yourself. Share them experiences, share the views, share your thoughts, and you will learn from this. And then take it up a stage as you go along. Okay. The second part of this presentation is more to do with what we can actually do with regards to business. Now, Lavylites being such an amazing product is something which, needs to be handled in a particular way. Because my immediate reaction to this, when I came across this product, was why can't we just go into a superstore, buy it off a shelf, and Bob's your uncle, get on with what you got to do? Why can't I just order in a quantity that I want, become a supplier, and start selling it to as many people as I possibly can? And then after I learned about this system and this process, I got my answer. This product is absolutely amazing. It's a game changer. Okay. And in order for something like this to reach its peak, which is globalization, it does need control. It does need management. It does need a system which can take it there. And that is the system of network marketing, multi-level marketing, something which I'm new to. I've heard of it. I'm familiar with the companies like Amway, which I was introduced to many, many years ago. So I have come across it, and I'm sure we've all crossed that path somewhere in our lives. But this is called hybrid binary. Hybrid binary is the most effective system out there for multi-level marketing. It's the most successful, most motivating, and most fair marketing conception in the network marketing history. There's nothing better than this. And it is very complex, very, very difficult to grasp. But if you can do it like the way I did it, then I believe anybody is able to grasp it. I haven't fully understood it yet myself. It's something that I'm gaining on every single day, because I've got the approach of dealing with things in a bite size. I take in information, I walk away from it. I digest it, I come back, I take in more information, and every visit I make to this system, my knowledge improves and gains, and I learn something more and I understand it better. And if I follow that all the way through, it won't be long before, I will know it inside out. Obviously, the second way to do this as well is actually to get involved, actually hands-on, get acted, get action onto this. And that's another way you can learn from this, which I believe somebody actually said when the system was explained to them. There was so much information. What they actually ended up doing, they answered the question by saying, listen, forget all this talk. I'm going to get involved and I'm going to cross every bridge when I get to it. And that actually was a good answer, because that's one very good way of starting to understand and learn the system. Okay. Anyone we talk to, whether that's in a group or one-to-one, there's a certain understanding we have to achieve with these individuals. Now, because this product is a universal product which can benefit virtually anybody, there's no reason why people can't take advantage of that. Become a member and start to use the product personally. Or if it's not for them personally, they will know somebody who could benefit from this. So that's a consumer, if you like. Now, there's 3 boxes on the right-hand side. The first one, I really personally don't think there's any point of even discussing, but just for those of you who are seeing this for the first time, it's a box which, if you like, it's somebody who wants to just buy a product, use it, and that's it. That's about as exciting as it's going to get. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that, and that's absolutely fine. But as you see there, there's no points collection, which I'll explain to you as we go along. The second option there, there's a higher entry level for this. It gives you 1 business position, and you actually become a consumer. You become a member, and you can get involved with the business as well if you choose to do so. But if the system is explained to you properly, you're able to make the right decision. And that's like anything in life. If you're given the right information in the right order, in a way that you understand it, you can make an informed decision. If you're not given the right information, you could make potentially the wrong decision. And then you've got redress. People will say, well, hold on a minute. I wasn't made aware of this. I was not told about this. And therefore, I would have done it a different way. So it's very important that we explain this process in a clear, concise, and effective way. So this option number 2 is, again, for people who, let's say, maybe not business-minded, don't really see business as something they pursue, don't really get excited about the business side, but are very much interested in the products. So that's absolutely fine. They can join this and they will be able to become a member and order the product as they wish. The third box is those who can see a business opportunity, which it clearly is a business opportunity, and they would like to go down that road and pursue it. That third option is for them. But that's not just because it has more benefits. The only benefit really is, again, something I'll explain shortly, to do with a binary bonus, which is capped at a higher level. So the rewards are greater if you put the work and effort in and achieve these levels. So that's one of the biggest differences. But from a first-time purchase point of view, one thing I will certainly say is, because your purchase is exactly that. You don't pay any registration fee. We don't pay any membership fee. We don't pay any sort of processing fee. None of that nonsense at all. Okay. And a lot of these things I'm saying to you, I would just like to point out that this is the reason why so many months on now, I am sitting here talking to you, because I'm comfortable with the way this system works. For me, it makes sense. And for me, it's how I would like things to be. So with regards to the third section, there is a higher purchase rate. So you're spending 400 PV. Now, PVs, this is the purchase value of every product. If you see next to the 400 PV, you've got a euro value, which is 492. So entry at this level as a member will cost you 492 euros. Obviously, everything we do here on this system is in euros. It's a European company, and that explains that. But the 400 PV is what the 492 euros equates to with regards to points value, purchase value. And that is what you will require to do to enter at that level. Now, these points, if you look back to the second option, it's 80 PV, which equates to 99 euros in this case. So much lower. And I think typically the two products which I class as base products, the Lavylites and the body lotion, if you were to purchase those, you would quite comfortably be able to achieve the 80 PV in that second option. The third option, for the 400 PV, there are a number of packs which have been produced. Now, the biggest thing I can say about these packs is, like anything, if you want to experience something, do it properly. One product in your hands is not going to, move mountains. You need to, especially if you're looking on the business side of things, you need to understand and learn about the product. And that is the perfect way to do it with the business option number 3. At that 400 PV value, you will receive a pack. There's a variety available which have been put together. I personally went for the level large, which is 10 items arrived in a box, all of the large size. And I was managed to sort of utilize these, experience them, pass them around to close friends and family. Because there was enough product there, it gave us a good starting base to be able to understand. If you went for the second option and you were thinking from a business point of view, well, you'll be passing one bottle around and practically that ain't going to work. That is not going to work. So you might find at a later date, you're going to have to buy some more. Then you could argue you might as well have gone for the third option, which is the business option. Okay. You can see a price list there. You can see also the guide there from regards to euros and what the club price is. The club price is what you pay as a member. Now, I did point out to you just shortly that, why are these products not just available on shelves? Why can we not just go and buy them as we need them? Well, because we want members who understand the product, who appreciate the value of these products, who appreciate the potential of these products to come together, to commit to a brand, and to be able to share this amazing creation. And in return for that, we get the product at a discounted price. And you can see there what's classed as the club price. That column there is what you would pay as a member. And at whatever level you are, whether you've been with Lavylites from the start, whether you're looking to join, whether you already have joined, the one price applies to everybody, which I think is brilliant. And that's the problem with a lot of products these days we buy in the outside world. We have to shop around. We have to make phone calls. We make internet inquiries to try and source out the cheapest product. Well, I've done it all my life. Everything I've purchased, I've spent time and effort on the internet before I'm satisfied I've got the product at the right price from the right people. Well, that's one headache you don't worry about. You're not buying from me. You're not buying from Fred. You're not buying from Tom. You're buying from Lavylites. The product comes from them direct. It's delivered to you direct. So therefore, you're getting the genuine item direct to your door at the price which applies to everybody who is a member. I think that's brilliant. Okay. Now, alongside at the end there, you've got the points, and the points refer to what are accrued in your membership. In your account, you accrue these points on the reordering of these products. The retail price is not something worth talking about really, because these products are not retailed. So there's no point dwelling on that at all. Okay, moving on. The system. Now, I did make a statement just shortly about how I think this is probably the most amazing system I've ever come across with regards to payment and commissions. I've seen it referred to as a compensation plan. Obviously, we British, when we hear the word compensation, generally that refers to some sort of redress, some sort of reimbursement, which in effect is what it is. You are getting money back paid to you. But commission is a much better word, and that's what's been utilized here. The system pays you in several ways. So you've become a member. You've become a member, you've experienced the product, you've spent time with the product, you've shared it with your family, you've got feedback, you know people who can benefit it, you've gone and met these people, you've discussed it with them, you've showed them about how to use it, they're committed, you've got their feedback, and now you realize that this product is something special. You then look at the option of pursuing this into a business. Now, like I said to you from the outset, this is not for everybody. And those who are not willing to go down that road, they will become a user and they will quite happily use that product, gain the benefits from it, and share it with everybody they can. Absolutely brilliant. For those who want to think about the next level, those are who I'm referring to now. This commission system pays in 7 ways. So you join as a member, and you will be paid throughout the course of this hybrid binary system, be rewarded in potentially 7 different ways. Now, I will go through them. I'm still learning a lot about them as I go through them as well. And one thing I will say to you, obviously, as you achieve more, you share more, you introduce more members, a lot of people start to repurchase the product, you introduce more people to your business, and ultimately you have growth, organic growth it is referred to. Alongside all of that, you will work your way up a scale. As you work your way up that scale, the rewards get sweeter and sweeter. So it depends what drives you. If you're one of those who are points driven, who have goals, who like to sort of work up scales, then this is perfect. You could be somebody who likes to work at your own pace, do what you want to do. Well, this simply allows you to do that also. You are in control. You do as you want to do. But the benefit to you is you have people out there who have pretty much worked across the whole spectrum. They have worked from the bottom and they've got to the top. Not too many people at the top at the moment, because that's not easily achieved. For a majority of us, that's probably, I think, probably fair to say dreamland at the moment. But you know what they say about dreams? Dreams can come true. And just to make everybody aware out there, I'm going to find out. I'm definitely going to find out. So here is the scale which I'm referring to. Now, again, you know, if you're seeing all these things for the first time, you're going to feel exactly like I was. In fact, when I saw it, I couldn't read most of it because, you know, the screen was quite a distance away from me. But, you know, you get the general idea that there's a scale there, which, you know, it's like a ladder, if you like, which enables you to grow at a pace comfortable for yourself, where you can actually achieve more and more. So you enter as a member, and automatically you will be qualifying for 20% discount from the product. Now, every level you enter at, you know, you can see that the discount actually increases. So if you just scan up straight up to senior management titanium, you can see that at that level, the potential for discount is actually at 58% from that product price, that club price, which I just showed you on the other table back there. That's a lot of discount. Now, incidentally, the company, Lavylites, pay out 58% of their net turnover on a weekly basis, and that's globally. So wherever purchases and sales of these products are going on around the world, the company operates on a weekly performance, week by week. They gather the data, and at the end of 1 week, they will work out the turnover that's been achieved globally. And the net figure they arrive at, they will pay 58% back to the members. That, by anybody's understanding, is a lot of money. And the reason they do that is because it's the members they want to reward. It's the members who should receive the benefit, because they are the ones who understand and appreciate this product and are sharing it by introducing more members, which is the ultimate goal of the whole Lavylites plan, globalization. So every member, which however little or however small, are playing their part in achieving that goal. So for that, we're getting a reward. That's something certainly worth working our way up to. As you then develop throughout the whole process and understand from your account, because once you log in, the account it's easy to operate from regards to usability. You log in with a username, a password, you have access to your account. You can start to see any orders you've placed. You can start to see Lavylites information. And that's why if you go onto the Lavylites website, actually, you think that there's not much information there. And even on the internet, the information you're reading is what people have shared as experiences. Lavylite want to give the information to the members. When you become a member, you will have access to events, seminars, an activity going on around the world, which you can look at and actually, you know, even take part in. So that's a lot of stuff there inside your actual account, which you can have access to. Okay, as your time develops and you start to introduce people who have positive experiences and in turn introduce people, you will be making your way up the scale. And that is the objective if you pursue this as a business. Okay. As I mentioned to you, there are 7 ways that the system will pay you. So from the first scale I showed you there, you get the 20% when you introduce a member. So that's your reward, that's your payment, if you like, for bringing a member onto the system, who also now can go on and appreciate the product and have exclusive access to the range, and in turn look to either introducing somebody else or utilizing the product themselves. So 20% is paid to you there. The second option here is a start pool. Now, this here is that, again, as I've said to you, the system works on a week-by-week basis. And during 1 week, if you introduce 2 members, during that 1 week period, each who spend a minimum of 80 PV which would be the second position on the table which I showed you, which roughly works out as about 99 euros. Which again I said to you is typically the two products, a Level Oricom and the body lotion. So if they look to do that as their first purchase, they've entered the system through membership on ATPV. If two people were to do that in one given week, you, as the one who's introduced them, qualify for one share for two contracts. Now, I've had a payout on share, and it varies from anything from 15 euros to a share, and I've even heard that some people have actually witnessed it being up to 80 euros for a share. So the system will make a decision how that works, and you will receive that. So obviously, if you introduced 4 people during a 7-day period, you qualify for 2 shares. 6 people, you qualify for 3 shares. Personal bonus. Okay, with the accounts as a membership from ATPV upwards, you will see in your account a function which is known as Auto Activer. And this basically is a way of pre-ordering the product. You can set a date, you can set a choice of products on your account where the system will, on that date, ship out those products to you and charge your account. So, at the end of the day, you're going to be a regular user. You can take advantage of that and set it so you don't have to think or remember when you have to order a product. Now, there's a big benefit in doing this. The benefit is that, again, that as long as that purchase is ATPV, anything that you spend during the course of that remaining month over ATPV qualifies for a 20% payback. So let's say that Auto Activator is on, and we've got that activated, it's running, and we, during that 1 month period, have purchased 100 PV. Okay, that 100 PV will take away 80 PV, because 80 PV has to be spent as a minimum on an Auto Activator, which leaves 20 PV. 20 PV will receive a 20% cashback. So obviously, the greater you're spending above that 80 PV, that's another worthwhile bonus that you can look forward to. Binary bonus is the daddy of all bonuses. This is the one I think a lot of people want to aim to achieve. And I think when they achieve this, they'll probably sit back in the chair smoking cigars, even though smoking is bad for you. So no, I'll take that back. Okay. Again, this is something which you can benefit from to a very large scale. Everything I'm saying to you with regards to bonuses, one thing you must understand, becoming a member, using the product, sharing it with your family is not going to move mountains. This business road that you want to get onto is only going to be beneficial for the majority of people, if my understanding is correct, is if you get up and you introduce people to this amazing product. And the system, the way it works, is a great system to work with, which allows you to do that. Okay, you need to bring members who can benefit from this product. And then whether they choose to come on as a business partner or whether they choose to just stay on as a user of the product, that is their choice. Binary is a system where you can see here 2 legs have been created of members, the left side and the right leg. And this way the system works, this is very dependent on the repurchase of products. So if you bring members into your team, into membership, they need to be repurchasing. Now, some people who will connect with this product at a high level will become regular users and will use a lot more products within the range. And some people will share the product to that kind of extent where there will be a lot of reordering taking place. These are the ideal people to make this binary system work. As long as these customers, these members are repurchasing, the binary system will start to take effect. And what this basically does is you have what they call a weak side and a strong side, or the shorter leg and the longer leg. And if you look here now, obviously the left side is the shorter leg and the right side is the longer leg. And the way this is calculated is that, again, on a weekly basis, as long as there's activity of over 80 PV, you then will get a 10% payment of the shorter leg. In this case here, it's on that left-hand side, which is got a turnover of 10,000 PV. Now, 10,000 PV is referring to all those members repurchasing product over a period, over a base of 1 week, and they've generated a 10,000 turnover. On the other side, those members have generated a turnover of 20,000. So the shorter side or the weaker side is that left side. That 10,000 PV, you qualify for 10% as a binary bonus, which in this case equals €1,000. That is something which no doubt will be welcomed by everybody, but in this example, obviously, that's a lot of money. But this is the kind of potential that can be achieved. Now, just to dwell on the membership now, we pointed to you that there was 2 positions you can enter. You can enter from making a spend of 80 PV or 400 PV. This is when you will realize which membership group you want to be in. Because if you enter as option number 2, which requires a minimum of 80 PV, this is capped. This turnover that you're seeing on this screen here is capped. How many members you have is unlimited. You can go in as much depth as you like and make that line as long as you like. However, the system will cap it at 10,000. So from a binary bonus, if we were to achieve amazing results, if we were to achieve some amazing number of members who go out there and are very active and who are also achieving big numbers in members, which ultimately leads to a lot of repurchase of product, you have the potential of earning up to €10,000 on a weekly basis as a binary bonus. Again, that's a lot of money, but that's capped. You will not achieve more. Now, if you meet some amazing people on your journey who sign up as members and do some amazing things by creating unbelievable quantity of members, and there's people out there who have done this, you could potentially lose, because if your turnover exceeds 10,000 in this case, you will only get the €1,000. So let's say it achieved 12,000 turnover on the weak side. You actually qualify for €12,000 as a binary bonus, but you won't get that additional 2,000 because you are capped at 10,000. And that's where the third option, business pack at 400 PV, is the option for you, because that will allow you to potentially take that cap up to 30,000. Now, I don't know, but there's a lot of people probably out there who probably saying, well, you know what, even if I get anywhere near 10,000, I'll be happy with that. Well, that is 100% true. But you have to spare a thought for the fact that you don't know the potential of the people who will become members within your binary tree. And that's something you need to think about, because if they are of a superhuman level and they achieve amazing targets, then potentially that total turnover could be high. And for that, you will lose if you're in the 80 PV bracket, option number 2, which is capped at 10,000 PV. Okay, I think enough said for binary bonus, because even I have to get my head around that sometimes. Number 5, matching bonus. Okay, this is a level which I'm still working on understanding myself, so I won't dwell on it too much. But if you do look on that right-hand side, it gives you an idea of what we're trying to achieve here. It's a bonus which is paid from turnover of cooperating networkers in the structure of sponsorship who have reached at least the leader level. Now, in my situation, my target here is the leader level. You know, that's a level which we all want to achieve from the startup as a member, from the beginning as being a member, up to them scales to get to a leader. Now, the table I showed you earlier on was showing the leader discount was at a higher level. I think it's 38%. Don't quote me on that. I won't go back now, but I believe that's 38%. And that's a big discount, but you will only achieve that when you reach that level. So from that stage upwards, the matching bonus will start to apply. So this is why I say, even though it pays out in 7 different ways, some of these scales you don't have to think about at this stage. You know, in your spare time, you can try to understand them and prepare yourself for them, because the objective is to get there one day. But in the immediate term, short term, it's easier, I think, to focus on what you're doing right now and the targets you want to be working to achieve at this stage. But have these other levels at the back of your mind. The other thing is to note is on these levels from leader upwards, your ATPV, which is from member through to leader, is a monthly minimum purchase. That's right the way through from member to leader. As soon as you achieve leader level, your minimum PV will hit the 160 PV. And that is from leader all the way to the top. So that doubles. But at that stage, that will be very easily achievable. Lifestyle bonus is the 6th payment option, which is in this plan. And it's called lifestyle because it actually is enhancing your lifestyle at that stage. You are guaranteed a payment, a monthly payment, a monthly commission, which will come to you additional to all these other bonuses that you're receiving. And, you know, some people, you know, I've heard talk that some people like to think of it as a way of, I mean, it's income which is disposable at any way, shape or form you wish. You know, you could do what you like with it. Some people like to treat themselves to maybe a car or you know, or something of that kind of caliber. But again, it's totally up to you what you choose to do. But achieving that level from manager upwards, you know, you will get that bonus. And if you see right at the top there, light blue, this is a crazy amount of money. But, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, because, you know, achieving them levels ain't going to be done by sitting at a desk for the whole day. So, you know, that's really something you need to consider. Leader pool. The words heaven and glory come to mind. You know, this is the ultimate of the ultimate. This is something which is, I think, for a lot of people, it is a dream. You know, it does say there, you know, you can fulfill your dreams. Well, you know, there's no doubt about that. But getting to that kind of level, I think, is a major achievement. Anybody who can achieve that, you know, needs some serious recognition. Because that's a hell of a lot of hard work, dedication, devotion, grit and sweat. You know, there's no other way to describe it. But the great thing about this level is, additional to the bonuses that you'll be receiving anyway, what Lavylites will do is they will work out the total turnover, that's the global turnover of the business, of which 5% will become payable to them top levels. Rubium, Orium, I can't quite make out, is it light pro, is it light and light blue? These all qualify for 1% each. That's just stupid money, you know. So that's something, you know, again, you can learn about and prepare yourself when you reach that stage. So again, I won't dwell too much on that, because we need to focus maybe more on the other end of the scale. Okay, the business packs, which I mentioned to you earlier, is an example of the kind of packs that are available from the web shop. The level big is something that I actually purchased. 10 items arrived. And, you know, the good thing is they do actually use top couriers. DHL is a worldwide recognized brand. My immediate reaction when I heard about Lavylites was that there'll be a factory here somewhere in the UK where our product is coming from. Well, it's not. It's coming from Budapest in Hungary. And that's the base. That's where everything comes from. I suppose maybe, you know, as interest develops and there's growth within the UK, and I'm quite confident that we're going to achieve this. You know, we'll get to the stage where maybe production or even a warehouse will be placed somewhere here in the UK to service the UK alone. But either way, the product is coming from Budapest at the moment, and depending on, there's two options to deliver for delivery. One is a DHL, which obviously involves airplanes, and DPD, which I'm quite familiar with their system as well. They take a little bit longer, I've experienced, and when I say longer, you're probably looking at 4 days before something will arrive at your door. DHL is a lot quicker. You're probably looking to 3 days, I think, to be fair. So well within a week, product is at your door. Considering where it's coming from, I think that's good for service. But again, as you join the network and you start to understand more about this system, there are ways of receiving the product quicker through your team. And there's a lot of stuff I can talk about with regards to backup and team members, which, that's another chapter. That's for another day. But again, these are products here which you can see. Some of the smaller ones, level small. And if you look at the business pack 2 at the bottom there, what I found is we have actually purchased some small items ourselves. I'll be quite honest with you. I think they are a waste of time. Just by sort of demonstrating the product with a 50 milliliter Aricom, it's gone before it's used, and it becomes embarrassing if your product runs out, or you get caught short. So practically, I don't think, I'm not too sure why Level's bothering with them really. Stick to one size, make it big, and there's more usage and it can be spread around a lot more. So I do recommend that if you are purchasing a product, think about the business package, not just because of a business option to you, purely because what you're paying for is a product. So, there's a lot of things you can buy these days, a lot of options out there to buy products where you pay a lot more than what the product is. Here, the beauty is the amount of money that you exchange, the amount of money that you part with, you get the value of product in return, if not a little bit more. Okay, so, there's no other charge on this. There is a delivery charge which applies to these products. But again, when you buy the packs, that's a nominal charge, which is part and parcel, really. So buy the large product, you get a good variety, you can spread it around, family can share it, you can not worry about it running out, and that way you will get a very good understanding, and you will start to then appreciate the potential with this product range. And by doing that, you can then look towards your next step of bringing in members who then can either decide to make an 80 PV membership or a 400 PV. Okay. 3 business positions there it mentions. Well, that is available only through the business pack option. And when you become a member, like anybody who becomes a member, you become a position on the tree. You are entitled to 2 further positions, but these are something that take place later on, which you don't have to worry about at this stage. Later on, as you climb up that scale, you are going to be able to introduce 2 further positions for yourself, which will be entitled to a further 10,000 cap on the binary bonus, which then equates to 30,000 in total. But again, that's at a later date. Right. This screen is something that, when I first saw it, I thought, okay, here we go. Get on the system quick as you can. We need you. We're not pressurizing you. Well, when you understand this, it makes total sense. Sense of urgency is a simple explanation to make you understand that by joining such a complex, rewarding, beneficial system like the hybrid binary system, there is also strategy involved. There are a lot of experienced people out there who understand this system inside out. And, everybody will get benefits from joining the system. But if you understand the system, if you make that effort to educate yourself by talking to people, checking online, researching, asking questions, you can be part of something which is quite mind-blowing. You don't have to be an A-level or degree graduate to get your head around this. It just needs time and perseverance. If I can do it, I'm confident anybody can do it. I haven't mastered it yet, but one thing I can say to you is I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So this indicates that, leaving off membership. So, you could be coming across Lavylites in a seminar. You may have met somebody who's already a member. They've introduced you to the product. You've had a need for the product. And you're kind of asking yourself, what, is this too good to be true? Is this something, which I'm going to regret? Is this something which, I want to be part of? And, those questions are not unusual. These are things that the human body is used to. Naturally, we sort of step back a little bit and we look at things closely. Well, don't feel sorry or bad if that's the situation you're in. But what I will say to you is this. Let me tell you what I think are the benefits in regards to why I've made the decision to be where I am today. I've come across a lot of things in my life which, do sound too good to be true, and the conversation ends within 5 minutes normally. Okay? I can normally smell something and realize that it's not right, it doesn't make sense, or I identify a flaw. I generally don't want to know about how good something is, how amazing something is. I want to know what's wrong with it. I want to know what's bad about it. I want to know what are the negatives. Then I can make my decision. Well, the first thing that anybody does, like anybody in this world today, is you get on the good old internet. So when you were introduced to Lavylites the first time and you went away from a meeting, or you went away from a member who gave you an introduction, you go home, you make yourself a strong drink, and you sit down and you start delving into the internet. You will come across information which tells you people's experiences with this product. So, trying it on your family, yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, but you combine that with what's going on around the world in certain places. That is painting a picture. And that picture is getting stronger and bigger by the day. Generally, multi-level marketing, from my experience, from what I've understood and learned, is a lot of people try this as a business platform. Generally what happens is you either do it right, which is a combination of product, management, and the right platform, in this case, the hybrid binary platform. You combine those together, and that is a formula for success. And there are many multi-level marketing companies out there today who you can check out, which are in the multi-billion pound, multi-million dollar level. There are also companies out there who, for whatever reason, have not applied that formula. And somewhere along the line, there's been a break. Either the product is inferior, either the system is the wrong choice of system, or either the management or the selling tools are not fit for purpose. And what this has resulted in is that company disappearing off the face of this earth. You have a product and a company which is proven. If I was saying to you that this product has come online today and it's new and it's exciting and we want to do something with it, we have got an upward hill battle. It ain't going to be easy. What we are saying today is we've got a product which has been out in the public domain for 5 years. And countries like Germany, Poland, other European countries, and even now Dubai, countries like this, which, Germany especially, which, you can class as a power country, these are market leaders. Now, if they've managed to use this product and apply the hybrid binary system and turn it into a success, well, that is our track record. That's our foundation. That tells us that the formula is correct. The formula will work, and it keeps on working, and it's going to keep on growing. So now, I did say to you from the beginning of this presentation, globalization is what we are trying to achieve here. Lavylites wants this product to be shared. Tibor does not want to keep this as a hidden secret, and when he dies, takes that secret with him. What he wants is this to be shared with as many people as possible so they can benefit their life in some way, shape, or form, which is an amazing thing. And that's something to think about. Being part of something, passing on something which can help or benefit somebody. Think about it. That is an amazing opportunity. That is something which someone like me, I want to be part of. There's a lot of products I can go and choose out there to represent, and think about the figures and what do I get out of it, what have I got to do, and, say what I've got to say and walk out of there and got the deal. No, 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 no. This is a lot more than that. This is personal. This is emotional. This is deep. This is real. This is something which fits and sits comfortably within you. And this is something you will only experience if you become a part of it. So that's something that works really, really well for me. The hybrid binary payment plan business option, well, that is something so big, but I understand why it is, how it is. You need it for something that is about to just become global. It needs that system. So that is a big green tick from me as well. And ultimately, what's my investment? Okay, I'll give you a quick scenario. A couple of years ago, 6 years ago, my partner opened a salon, and we started it from scratch. And we spent 6 months developing that business. We invested something in the region of 15 to 20,000 pounds. A lot of headaches, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of hard work. Thankfully for us, it's paid off, maybe because of the determined type of people we are, and with God's blessing and all the hard work we've done, we have managed to make that business work. I'll never forget the days of what we had to do to start it. This, my friends, is an opportunity which is hundreds and hundreds of times more bigger than what I've just given you as an example. But there's no investment. I don't need to worry about shipping. I don't need to worry about warehousing. I don't need to worry about distribution. I don't need to worry about handling product. I don't need to worry about payment. I don't need to worry about having some sort of payment system. I don't worry about all these things. What I think about day in, day out is, how did this amazing thing end up in my hands? And where am I going to go with it now? That's what I'm thinking about. And that's the clear message with this. That's what the objective is of the company. And that's the objective of anybody who goes down this road as a member to pursue a business. So it's a message which is going to be well received and well welcomed. And that's something I want to be part of. The reward, well, hey, we all have different levels of what we class as a healthy income, a comfortable income. And this system accommodates all. So whichever level you are at, it will accommodate all. So what more do we need? Coming back to this graph, you can see here, this chart on the top on the screen. This particular individual thought about it, pondered on it, probably left it for a while, was a bit unsure, and for whatever reason decided to join at that level where you can see the red arrow. Now, he was introduced by this individual here, who since has joined this blue line, down line of members here. 4 people have joined in that time that this individual was thinking about it. The 4th person introduced as a member started to actually grow himself and introduce further members, as opposed to the members above who have not been productive. But this 4th individual, and like I did say to you earlier, you will not be able to say which member is going to be productive or not. That's something you will be pleasantly surprised with. In this case, this individual has proceeded to produce more members. And down this line here, what it's resulted in is this member here has created a link, in this example, right over in Indonesia. So from the UK, coming down, member to member, a member has come here and taken it to product to Indonesia. And this product in Indonesia will now start to spread that downline and produce more members, which in return, if you think about it, from Indonesia now, the revenue generated will start to come back into the system and pay right back up to here. This person here, when he decided to eventually join, missed that downline, has joined after, and in this particular case, will not benefit from this Indonesian link. And ultimately, as you can see here, is not too happy with himself. And that's life, what will happen will happen. But that's why we talk about the sense of urgency, and ultimately for me, If it was a big commitment, big investment, I've got to go and see the bank manager and, I've got to talk to some people, then, I can appreciate somebody taking time. But if you have use of the product, you can understand the product, you appreciate the value of the product and its potential, you understand the system, maybe not 100% clear, but you know that there's a system and it starts to make sense. Look, what do you got to lose? Get on, become a member, get the product in your hands and start experiencing it. That is the worst that can happen. But it also then entitles you to a totally new world, which many people out there are experiencing. Again, this just strengthens my point I've just made about joining too late. Timing. Well, those of you who are based in the UK, it's a great time for us. This is relatively new to the UK. The chances are you walk out your front door, you mention Lavylites to somebody, they will not know what it is. So what do we have? We have a country which is multinational, multicultural. In fact, I don't think there's any religion or ethnicity here that you cannot place. Everybody is here in the UK. This, I can only describe it as UK is the gateway to globalization. Europe, if Europe was so strong, why don't they start spreading to the rest of the world? No, they need the UK. UK is pivotal to the rest of the world. So Lavylites has arrived. Lavylites is ending up in people's hands and it's going to spread. If you join on now, like many of ourselves and me in particular, at the beginning of this new market, which here is marked as a pioneer market. It's new, it's fresh, it's starting to spread, it's starting to be noticeable, it's coming under people's noses, there's seminars popping up here and there, then there's a very good chance that you will reap greater rewards. In this case, you're looking at the 70% growth. As opposed to the opposite end, if you think about it, let it settle in the UK, because some people have the attitude, let people get on, let's see how it goes. And let's see how it develops. And then, when we start see it popping up here and there, we'll think about joining them. That's perfectly fine. But you must understand, by that time, it could be a mature market. It could be a market that's well established in the UK. It's strong in the UK. And then you decide to join. Then, you are probably then going to meet people on the bus or in your workplace who are familiar with Lavylites, which doesn't give you much potential on a personal growth. And that's what this is about. Okay, again, globalization, that, my friends, make no mistake, is going to happen. The evidence is too strong for it not to happen. The question is, do you want to be a part of it? That's what we need to get right in our heads and work on. And the potential, well, again, back to the UK, there's a lot of people with contacts internationally. And potentially that's what will happen. People will be getting on planes, departing from Heathrow, ending up in a country to friends and family and connections. And when the markets start to open up around the world, Lavylites will be spreading further. That's the website for Lavylites, which anybody can log on to. It gives you an idea of the company and general information. Some people have said there's not too much information there, but again, that's for somebody like the members to find out when you go through that process. Potentials of earnings, well, I've already mentioned to you how highly profitable this concept can be. It's all down to the individual. No one's going to do it for you. It's something you do yourself. However, you do work in groups, you do work with people around you who can support you. And it's something you share and grow together. And that's one of the other things that attracted me to this. These days you get a business idea, you hold it and you guard it close to your chest, and you try and develop and grow it so you can, have this opportunity to yourselves and trying to make some sort of business or lifestyle out of it. Well, this is totally the opposite. This business works on sharing, and again, if you go back to Tibor and his creation, this is something he strongly believes in. He wants this out everywhere where people can benefit, and that's his goal. And that's being achieved. That's going to happen. So, that's what we all need to think about and focus on is getting this out there. Earning wise, some people have gone to super levels. These are remarkable individuals who may have spent a lifetime in network and marketing, who may have just a lot of contacts in the outside world, who may just be really determined, hard-working individuals who found something which they truly believe, truly love and respect, and have never looked back. I'm not even going to talk about these figures here because to me, they're another level. This is an example again of weekly. Now, this is the key thing to note here. These are weekly earnings of a particular individual and how they developed working the way up the scale. You can see along the bottom here, this is the scale we've been looking at right up to the top. So this individual did reach the top position. And if I'm reading that correctly, weekly leader commission for the highest position for this individual is 22,651 euros. That is a weekly bonus being paid to this position, like pro for this individual. That is some serious hard work. But if we come further down to this other end, and if you just look at the first couple of levels, partner and startup, again, weekly. Well, let's go with partner. 11,500 euros weekly commission. Now, with the greatest respect, the average earnings here in the UK, we know what we have to do to pick up that 350 pound a week, the 40 hours we commit on a weekly basis. Now, if I said to you, you can triple that income with this, I don't think there's one person out there who wouldn't snap my arm off. The potential is clearly there. The question is whether we want to take that opportunity. That's something that only you can answer. And that's what this shows you here. This chart here shows you. I mean, please make no mistake. This is high level. This is an individual who totally determined and probably slept out nights as well, trying to get this to grow as much as possible. This is pure dedication. But again, my example to you is if you worked maybe 30%, 40% of the potential of this individual, that's still very good money. Classic example here, Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. A lot of people do know or may not even know that when he started this up, he did invite 5 people to join him, out of which only 2 turned up. And the 3 people who did not turn up have probably been kicking themselves ever since, so it is nothing but a clearly missed opportunity. So there you have it. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I didn't bore your brains out or, make any of you lose interest, but, I certainly enjoyed it. It just tells me that this is something that a lot of you seriously need to consider. There's a lot of people you can talk to. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that can help you. And just ask yourself one thing. Go and find a product which is amazing as Lavylites. Find something, write down the qualities of Lavylites. What are all the good points about it? Find me a matching product out there. Okay? There are a lot of niche markets with products. This is universal. Every living organism can benefit from this product. So therefore, you've got something in your hands which you can virtually approach anybody with. That is unique. And additional to that, if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for something different, depending on what time of life you're at, what stage of life you're at, this could be something that you're looking for. So, best of luck, and I really hope that you make the right decision. Thank you ever so much for your time. Sorry it took so long, but I was starting to enjoy it too much. Thank you so much.